everyone. We would like to keep our trainees enriched during this COVID-19 pandemic situation. Thank you all for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Menaka and I'm from NTTF ADC Bangalore. Greetings from NTTF Electronic City Bangalore. We, the Department of School of Computing Science, it is our honor and privilege to welcome you all to the Learn Secret of Becoming Successful from our proud NTTF Alumni webinar. The single most important key to success is to be a good listener. We have two of our NTTF alumni, Mr. Avinash Sambat and Mr. Guna Ram Charan, as the presenters for our today's webinar. Mr. Avinash Sambat, NTTF alumni, CP8, Department of Computer Engineering and IT Infrastructure, is going to present on the topic Key to Success, Unleash Your Potential. Welcome, Mr. Avinash. Mr. Guna Ram Charan, NTTF alumni, CP04, Diploma in Electronics and Embedded System, Tata Consultancy Services, is going to present on the topic Cyber Security. Welcome, Mr. Guna Ram Charan. Now, without further ado, we'll turn the time over to Mr. Avinash Sambat to deliver his thoughts.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Before I proceed any further, I would want to take this opportunity to thank Team NTTF and all the faculty for having me on to talk to you guys again. It is an honor, I must say. I haven't really prepared anything to talk to you guys, but I just wanted to have this interactive session. So during this session, I'm just going to interact with you guys to try and tell you what I went through as a student back in those days and what I'm doing right now. So personally, a big thanks to you and a shout out to Jagdish sir and Ilakumran sir. They've always supported me since my college days, and I always will be really thankful and show my gratitude to them. So my name is Avinash. As you all guys know, they must have told you that I am an alumni of NTTF. So I studied CP08, Computer Engineering, in the year 2011. I was a lost kid. I did not know what to do because back those days in school, I've changed different school. Thankfully, my parents admitted me in some of the best schools in town. I had this, culture where, just party, enjoy, have fun. I was not serious with my life. I didn't have a goal. I didn't know anything. According to me, all that was in my head was just to, have fun, enjoy my life, go back to sleep, and tomorrow is another day. So that, I can repeat the same thing. Until it took me some time to realize what life was all about. I only wish, I got my time back, because time is something that, you cannot get again, and you need to make the best out of it. So like I said, in school, I was very mischievous. I was always a backbencher, not studying, not doing this. My parents were almost called to the school every other week. I still remember that. And my teachers even tell me that even when I met them, they cannot believe that it's me who's transformed into this person that I am today from what I was compared to 10 years back when I was in school. And it's hard for me to believe also personally. I don't know how things changed, but I thank Lord, because I met the right people at the right time. So what I want you guys to do is to stay positive, because you're not alone. If you're underperforming, if people are telling you that you're an idiot, you can't do this, you can't do that, just ignore, because tomorrow is another day, and we all are humans. We all are in this life together. If I can do it, trust me, I felt I'm like the most useless person on this earth. To being honest, I'm telling you, right? When I can do this, every single person can do this. You can ask, okay, so Ilangumaran sir, Jagdish sir are the living examples of who I was in college. You can ask them. So Avinash in NTTF was again the same old notorious, mischievous, idiotic student after school. They are the living examples. I was known in NTTF for all the wrong reasons. I was always late to college. I never used to write my books, never used to complete my assignments, homeworks. But again, I will be brutally honest with you guys. I had immense respect for teachers. You see, you build this interest towards a subject. So let's say, for example, microprocessor. For all the CP8 students, you might know that, you have a subject called microprocessor. And that was one of my favorite subjects, and so was SQL. And in order for you to learn this subject, or in order for you to grasp it more drastically, you need to first like your teacher. Only when you build this like on your teacher is when you will also like the subject that they teach. Because I believe if you don't like a particular staff, you will not make sure that no matter whatever the person teaches you gets inside your head. I don't know how far this is true, but this is something that I've experienced personally. So first, respect your teachers, because your teachers are the one that's going to mold you. And I was just like you, because when people told me this back in my college days, I was not in a position to understand this. I felt like, what, these guys are just giving me some gyan. They're just jobless. Let me do my thing. This is how I was so irresponsible until I realized it myself personally. So, first, respect your subject, your teacher, especially. Walk up to them and ask them. See, a lot of students, even in my college days, were a little too shy to go to the teacher and ask them, because they had this feeling saying that the teacher might think that I'm underperforming, or the teacher might think that I'm useless if I go and ask them a doubt. The teacher will be more proud of you if you go up to them and ask them what you have in your mind. Believe me, this works. I wasn't a topper in NTTF, but though I was mischievous, though I was late to school and everything, the only thing that saved me from getting terminated, the only thing that saved me from being kicked out of the college was my studies, because I always used to study only in the class. Again, like I stress, I don't go study in home. I don't write my notes. I don't do anything. I only pay attention to my teachers when they teach me in the class, and that is supremely important. And when you guys do that, you will automatically try to understand the subject a lot better than even if you read it 10 times, whatever your books, it won't help. Because your teachers are trying to convey to you in the best way possible via audio, because they speak to you, and that is the best way of learning than you reading the book 10 times. So, yeah. So 2011, I joined NTTF, and trust me, after my school days, I was again lost. And for some reason, I wanted to take PCMB, which is physics, chemistry, maths, and biology. So I did my PUC at a college called Krupanidhi in Kormangla. I'm sure a couple of you might have heard of it. So once after my college, I got an engineering seat. So I gave my CET entrance exams, common entrance test is what it is called, in Bangalore. And then I got my engineering seat somewhere in North Karnataka. So since I was in Bangalore, I was born and raised, it was really hard for me to leave the city, because this is where my forte is. So I turned the offer down, and I just wasted 1 year just like that. 1 year of my life was an utter waste. And only then did one of my dad's friend recommended me to NTTF, and they pushed me to take diploma. Diploma to me was like having butterflies in my stomach. I could not digest the fact that a student like me, when I've done my POC and stuff, taking a diploma course, I felt I was too underrated for that. So I was not really, very keen on taking diploma until forcefully, by hook or crook, I had to take it. I had no choice. And yeah, so that's where my journey all started. I was a very first monitor. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of this teacher called Nayana ma'am. So she was my class teacher, and I was made as a class monitor, the class representative for the very first batch of my year. I was lucky enough, and that kind of actually motivated me. So every staff from the beginning was very, very, very motivating towards me, until I chose the wrong friends in the path, and I started, taking things for granted. Now, each and every one of you in NTTF, believe me when I say this, you are blessed. You are blessed to have been admitted to NTTF, because the college is very well reputed. I do not know, because when people told me NTTF, just because I was not aware of what NTTF is, I also had this perception in my head saying not everybody out in the outer world knows what NTTF is. Only few years later did I realize a lot of people actually tried getting into NTTF, and they did not have the opportunity to get into NTTF because of XYZ reasons. And that's when I felt lucky amongst everybody to have studied in NTTF. So, yeah. So always believe, during your days in NTTF or even in your personal life, there will always be bad days. You might not even know what the teacher is teaching you, and you might feel so low in your life, and you might just want to tap out. But believe me, I want every single person to stay strong. Please speak to your teacher. I'm sure each and every one of you have mentors. Just talk your things out. Please don't be idle, guys. Please do not be idle. I'm telling you, I am a living example of NTTF. You can meet my batch. I knew whole of NTTF, though I was in what was it, computer engineering. I knew the CP4 guys, I knew the CP9 guys, and everybody knew me. We used to get into fights. We used to have volleyball matches and so many, your cultural events and all of that. Everywhere I was present. But also, I always used to study. I never used to write books. I barely used to bring two books to college. You can ask your teachers. I barely used to bring two books to the college. But I always used to study. I always used to pay attention to the teachers. That is supremely important, right? And there are so many students like me from NTTF who have achieved greater heights. They're always thankful to the college. You see, you guys might not understand this at this point of time, but somewhere deep down, down the lane, the next probably like 4 5 years, you will look back at your college days and be really thankful that you've studied in a college like NTTF. Today we all live in this very ultra competitive world, and we all need to push ourselves for better. But believe me, what keeps us going is self confidence. So in NTTF, so like I said, 2011 when I joined, I was a pretty cool guy. I didn't know, I had no tension in my head. While students next to me used to study, they used to crib, but again, the person next to me used to score a lot lesser mark than me. So it kind of motivated me because you see, I like doing things what I really want to do, what my heart wants to pursue, and that's something that I always believed in. I'm not a type of a person who wants to do something just because the person next to me is doing, right? You always listen to your heart and make sure that you always are focused in the right path. Without self confidence, you cannot do anything. And without self confidence, we all are useless. So you need to develop this skill. And I'm stressing on self confidence. I want to call self confidence as a skill, because skill is something that's not inborn. You don't get skill, or you don't get a certain skill just by birth because it's your right, but you need to learn it. And to learn it, you need to put in that amount of time and dedication, and you will for sure get there. And self confidence again is the ability to believe in yourself to accomplish any task in life, absolutely anything. So I was this type of a person. Remember, I told you I was not studying, I wasn't doing anything, but I was extremely self confident. Even during my third semester, right? I'm sorry, during my third year, which was my last semester, after your fifth semester, I think you guys have these campus recruitments. I think companies come down to college to recruit. I was so confident that I did not even have my resume. I had people, my own friends, everybody, right? I'm sure your teachers and staffs would give you these formats for resumes. They might push you to urge you to have your resumes in place. Trust me, I did not even have a single resume in place, and I was not even selected for a single campus recruitment. I did not even attend any interview until my friend. So she referred me to this company called this EMC Square. I'm sure you guys might have heard of EMC Square. It's on the outer ring of Mahadevpura. It's called Technology Park, Bagmane World Technology Park, BWTC. It is in Mahadevpura, so that's where the company is. It's called EMC Square, and that was my first interview. I was super excited, and most importantly, I was extremely self confident because I knew for sure that when I just talk to a person, I'm going to walk home with this job. So so I met this person. The very first round was interaction with one of those guys, from the floor, and that was my very first interview in my life. And I was super excited, and I just spoke my heart out to this person, and he liked it. He immediately put me through the HR, and I got my offer letter. Not more than 2 3 rounds. There were 60 members in that interview. I'm telling you guys, there were 60 members in that interview, and out of that interview, they only selected 4 candidates for the day, and I was one amongst them. I was not good in technical. I wasn't good at anything, but I had self confidence. Your recruiters, your company people, no matter what, even if it's an error, you must make sure that you are extremely self confident. And this is exactly why I told you self confidence is an ability to believe. To believe. You need to first believe that I have self confidence, I am confident. You see, again, overconfidence is bad, but you need to be self confident. Self confidence lies between overconfident and just being underconfident. You got to be right on the mark. So just be confident. Don't be overconfident. That's again bad. I'm stressing on that again, right? So the easiest way I learned how to gain confidence is doing what I was afraid of. I was always afraid of speaking to people. I was always afraid of speaking to people, telling them what I felt about my thing, telling them what I felt in my head, because I was so puzzled in my head. I had bonkers saying, if this person might think I'm an idiot or not. Until I started speaking to more people, I started interacting with more people, did I gain this confidence. So each and every one of you, regardless of your language, you might not speak good language, English. See, I didn't know English. I did not know anything. I didn't know the basics. I sucked in vocabulary. I started gaining all this knowledge through reading books. I used to listen to TED Talks. I used to watch, some series. I used to read comics. That's the easiest way to go at it. And this is something that I've always feared. Speaking to another person, communicating. See, communication is a tool that you use to let the other person know what's inside your mind, what's inside your head. So you need to try to convey that in the right sense so that the person is able to understand you. And I developed this skill. Believe me when I say, even right now as I speak to you guys, I don't have any other skill, but I know for sure that I can convince another person in front of me using my communication skills. So this is something that I developed over the years. So each and every single person will also be able to do this. And you need to know that, sometimes when you guys are so lost in life and you think, oh, I cannot do this, always tell yourself you can do this. Don't let another person tell you, you know what, Ramesh or Suresh, whatever your name is, you cannot do this, man. No, I don't think it's possible. Just stay down, stay calm, speak your heart out, just be yourself. Companies out there are looking at people who are honest, not people who, kind of portray them to be somebody else, something not what they are. But just be yourself. And trust me, each and every single person in NTTF or whoever's on this call is capable of getting to greater heights than what we are today. Guys, even after college, even after NTTF's life, I was the most mischievous students. I have brought my parents to college. It was so embarrassing for me. My principal has met my parents. They've scolded me. They've given me warning letters. You can ask Jagdish sir. I used to meet Jagdish sir always. I had all bad habits. I used to have all bad company because that was the age. And I was so lost. I didn't know what to do. But again, like I said, I was still going at my subjects. I used to study and stuff. And after that, my first company started EMC Square. I worked there as a software tester. My life was pretty easy. Again, I was just like this very old college kid, so lost, having fun in office. While everybody around me was so professional, I was the only guy who was, just out of college. I was having all the fun, just like the same old guy. Until then, again, that is something that not what I personally wanted to do because that was not my forte. So I started meeting more people. I started going to events. I started going to corporate events. So you see, in Bangalore, a lot of places people organize corporate events. They organize TED Talks and all of that. So I started going and being a part of it until I met this person who spoke to me for 1 hour, and she told me that I am good at communicating. So she wanted me to take up business development. So then I kept hunting for furthermore jobs until I met this managing director of this company, and his name was Ahmed Musafi from Fleming Gulf. So Fleming Gulf back those days in the year 2015 was by far one of the biggest sales companies in the world. If you guys have watched this movie called as The Wolf of Wall Street, I'm not sure if everybody has watched it, and that's exactly how my life changed. I can relate to that movie because I worked with so many companies. I started selling, from a guy that was in computer engineering background. Though I got a job in my relevant field at EMC Square, I must have just told myself, you know what, okay, so I've accomplished, I'm having a job. I didn't want it to stop it there because my skill was not that. I wanted to take my life in the way that I always wanted to go. So I chose this path, and then I really succeeded. I made a lot of money for a guy. I don't even remember how old I was. I started making thousands and lakhs of money, and for my age, making that type of money was something that I did not even believe. And my parents, who always felt Avinash, by what the teachers told me in college, by what he is by nature, was useless. My parents always felt that I was useless. Sometimes my parent even, they tell me that they feel really bad to have given birth to me. Right, that's the type of a guy that I was, to a guy that I'm so successful now. I cannot believe, guys, even as I'm talking to you now, I pinch myself. I cannot tell you how the feeling is, but I've come a long way through all the difficulties, long way. So I started making a lot of money because I wanted to develop my personal skills, and I channelized it in the right way. So from then on, I started getting more and more opportunities. The more people I met, the more people wanted me to work for them. So that was an added benefit. So it became to a stage where I stopped looking out for jobs, but instead jobs started looking out for me. So a lot of companies, through some connections, so they say, at events and stuff, so there's this guy, I think you need to speak to him, he might be right for you and stuff. So a lot of people started getting calls. So I was in this chair where right from here I started choosing companies than me going and begging people for a job. So that is how my life changed. And until then, from there, again, I was not happy with Fleming Gulf. After 2 years, I wanted to do something else. So again, I met a friend at Capital One. So it's a bank in UK. I wanted to join this banking company. So I went and I joined them. Again, there I outperformed wherever I go, guys. Wherever I went, I'm not just trying to boast it, but I'm being honest. I have proven records. I have overachieved my targets. My targets. So everywhere, wherever you go, in any of the companies, your companies will give you your KRAs, your deadlines, your targets. I've always met my targets well ahead of time. I always was successful because I believed in myself. I don't go by what people tell me. A lot of people, you might have heard of Loganathan sir, you might have heard everybody, they all used to scold me and stuff. But I always used to feel, what, no matter what people tell me, I always will achieve. But Loganathan sir, again, used to always tell me, Avinash, you are way capable of a lot more thing, but you're not, channelizing your skills in the right way. A lot of teachers, Elangobaran sir, you can ask Elangobaran sir, he's on the same call. I still remember those days. LM Kumran sir used to throw me out of the classrooms. I was an utter idiot. I was an absolutely utterly idiot. I was known for all the wrong reasons. Guys, my name was heard till the MD's office, and you would not even believe I was so mischievous that the college did not even want to give me an opportunity to continue in NEC. They transferred me to Dharwad, right? For a student that I was in NEC, I was so worse, I was so mischievous, I was so horribly wrong by always, I was horrendous. That's the word I want to use. They transferred me to Dharwad. Not everybody would get the opportunity to go study at two different centers during your tenure, but I had the opportunity. But again, I turned it to my advantage. Like I told you, I'm always a self-confident guy. I turned the Darwad opportunity again to my self-confidence zone, because people out there were not given that type of education as what people at NEC are given, because that's a far more isolated area. So I went there. I had all my skills because these staff, they taught me everything. And out there in Dharwad, people are really lethargic. Students, they barely come to college and stuff. So I performed. So I became one of the rank holders in Dharwad. For a utterly idiotic, stupid guy I was in NEC, I turned it to my advantage and to becoming one of the most best students in Dharwad. You can still have, it's on track. So again, so this is how I want you guys to keep performing, and turning every single stone upside down in your lives. Trust me, it's easy. You need to tell yourself that you are a strong person, and you are always loved by your parents. You have so many different people. You need to tell yourself that you are important, because I always told myself I was useless. My friends used to consider me useless, but again, I was so wrong. You always need to tell yourself that you're important. Tell yourself that you will be successful no matter what. It is always okay to not be perfect, but again, you must work hard to show the best version of yourself. And trust me, I really worked hard. Things didn't work my way just because, I was sitting and chilling and relaxing. I really worked hard to show the best version of myself. And trust me, guys, you're not alone in this life or whatever the process that you're going through. And I always believed in God, because, that's again another strength that kept me running. So just give a little of your time to understand than running back from your goals. So always try to regain your dream. Everybody has a dream, one fine day, I want to be this, I want to be that. I also had this dream of becoming a fighter pilot someday in my life, but again, I still try to get close to that. So sometimes I fly featherlight aircrafts. This is my dream. I want to do something crazy always in my life. I don't want you guys to be really idle. Okay, NTTF, I'm just a student. Staffs are teaching something. Just for the heck of it, I go to class, I listen to them, I go back to work. That is not it. You also have a personal life. Try to learn something new every day, guys. Try to learn something every day. And I pray that, I hope your steps will be easier. You just need to calm your heart, able your soul to face all the tests put by God, and Yeah. So this is how my life transformed, and from then on, there was no stopping me, because I started understanding that people really wanted me for the skills that I have, though I was whatever. Again, guys, I was not the same old person that I was few years back. When positivity comes into your life, right, things change automatically. So learn how to appreciate yourself, appreciate for the person that you are every day, because that is what keeps us driving, and that is what made me go to work every day with positivity. I don't want to wake up every day and say, oh, you know what, it's another day at college, oh god, it's a horrible day because I have my practicals today. No, that is not how you wake up. You always wake up with a feel of positivity. Stay really optimistic no matter what. If you fail, it is okay, tomorrow is another day. I have failed so many times in my practical exams. BEE, that electrical subject in NTTF, I have flunked once in my practicals, but I was okay, absolutely fine, because failing is a part of something that tells you that you will learn this tomorrow. If not today, tomorrow is another day, so you will learn it. Just because I failed, it doesn't mean that I will not, pass this test again. I obviously passed the very next test after that, because I believed in myself. So this is exactly what I want every single student to be aware of. You guys are not alone, and you guys have this amazing staff out there in NTTF who will guide you through the right way, guys. They guided me. Trust me, they guided me. But for some forsaken reason, I did not take them that seriously. But I want you guys to really understand that I was a guy who was in your position, in your shoes, a few years back, and I am the guy right now. So, guys, today I'm actually heading a department for such a big company for India. And I just cannot believe this. Sometimes even when I meet my NTTF friends, right? Sometimes even when I meet my NTTF friends, they tell me, Macha, is that you? Bro, how did you do that? How did you do this? So I tell them, bro, I don't know how I did this, man. But again, it all happened because I always believe in myself. Always be strong, be happy, don't be down. It's okay. We all as humans go through toughs and crust of our life. But again, don't let yourself down. And believe me, please study really well. With whatever this whole pandemic is going on, turn this to your advantage again. Don't sit home, be idle, learn something. It's okay even if you don't read your study books. Again, I wouldn't say that it's not okay to not read those study books. You must do that. And at the same time, you also try to develop another skill. Read more books, guys. Companies are looking out for guys that really speak well. Regardless if you have the skill or not, you really need to how to talk, right? So please learn another skill on the side. Read a lot of newspapers, watch good channels, keep yourself educated. Don't watch something that makes no nonsense. I still don't watch movies. I still don't habit of watching documentaries and stuff. I always watch something that motivates me. I always watch something that helps me as an individual. I just don't want to watch something for the heck of it. I want to read and learn something that helps me to develop my individual skills every day. So try and do that every day, right? And eventually you guys will get there. You guys can always talk to me. You guys can call me up. I'll give you my numbers and my mail IDs. You can always write to me, call me anytime. I'm on WhatsApp. You can just WhatsApp me. I will come down to college and meet all of you guys someday, right? It would be really an honor for me to come back to college, the same college that I was thrown out of. It is an honor, guys, trust me. It is an honor for me to come down again and meet you. So you would not believe this. How many guys have heard of Venugopal sir? Venugopal sir is one of the managing directors. I'm sure. I think no, he's not the managing directors, but I think he's one of the senior most directors of NTTF. So when I told you guys that I got transferred from Dharwad, I was called to his office along with my parents, and I know how much of embarrassment my parents went through. Right? Venugopal sir, he screwed the hell out of me because for a guy that I was mischievous so much, my parents went and requested Venugopal sir not to transfer me to NTTF, guys, but he screwed the hell out of me and my parents. Okay, he remembers me. So what happened was, so when I told you, right, I used to go to events, I used to meet really big personalities. It came a time where I had to meet Mr. Sundar Kondor. He's a vice president of Times of India. I can still recollect, to trace the dots back. Venugopal sir apparently was in his office, right? He was in his office. And so I was there for a meeting. So it lasted for about 45 minutes with Mr. Sundar Kondor, the VP of Times of India, such a big organization. So when I was coming out with Mr. Sundar Kondor, everybody rose up, right? In the reception, there were so many people, around 30, 40 people, all a big, big guys like Venugopal sir. Everybody stood up because it was a VP of Times of India along with me. So they all stood up in respect. And once after he said bye to me, I walked straight to Venugopal sir and I shook his hand. I still remember that. I shook his hand and I said, "Hi sir, how are you?" He said, "I'm good, sir. How are you?" Then I said, "Sir, do you remember me?" He said, "No, I don't remember you. Who are you?" Then I told him, "Sir, you remember me? My name is Avinash. I was from your college. You throwed me out of your NEC to Dharwad. You scolded me because I was all this." And then he recollected. And guys, you would not believe, for the first time, the sir that scolded me and abused me, he actually hugged me and told me that, what, you guys are really great. He could not believe that I would get to such a position of meeting someone that big in such a small age, because of the success that I had, was again only because of my self confidence. And I told Venugopal sir, about my work experience and what I've been doing. He was so proud of me. He told me that he still remembers the day that he scolded me, because he hasn't scolded anybody like the way he did scold me. So I still remember that day, guys, and it was really special to me. Trust me, it was really special and memorable. I went back home with so much of joy, and I told mommy, you know whom I met today? I met Venugopal sir. My mom was like, okay, that same sir that like, yeah, ma, it's the same sir. And he was so proud of me today, guys. Exactly 4 years after my horrendous journey and with whatever my mischievous NTTF ka life, the same old staff started reaching out to me. They started appreciating of who I was and stuff. So likewise, your lives will also change, right? Please remain optimistic. Do not let yourselves down. Don't listen to the person next to you. Always, guys. See, you might have a mindset, right? Every day when I wake up, I have this day, today I'm going to do this, today I'm going to do this practical. But the person next to you will have a very wrong mindset. Trust me, I had friends like this. Today I'm going to have fun. Today I'm going to bunk this period. Today I'm going to sit in the basketball court. I'm going to do this. Listen to me. Don't let the aura of the next person affect you in any ways. If you have decided what you are supposed to do on one particular day, you stay focused to it. Always stay focused, right? Do not let the aura of the next person affect your focus. I have had all these sort of friends. I've dealt with them. Trust me, it is very what do you call it? It's really delusional to think of all this at this very age, because you guys are still young. But again, guys, this is reality. It's simply but the truth. Okay. With that being said, if you guys want to ask me something, you can really ask me, because like I said, I didn't come here wanted to read out a script. I didn't wanted to kind of give you some motivational speech, trying to write out something. I just wanted to share my experience with you guys, because I told you I was the last backbencher in NTTF. If you see the names, you can see my attendance books. I always used to bunk my periods, always used to do that. But when I'm in class, I always will be productive. Always, my friends with me, they still ask me. Still my friends with me, NTTF, who didn't make it, apparently or unfortunately, because of whatever their traits were, they still ask me, Macha, you were always with us. You always used to have all the fun, but how did you make it? I always used to tell them, bro, I studied, bro. I listened to this teacher. I always listen to books, because they always know. You can ask, you guys will have something called as a no due form, clearance form before your exams, right? My no due form was always empty. Not a single teacher would sign my no due form. Always. Always my no due form was empty. Notebook. That is how bad I was. But again, when hook or crook, when I get through the exams, I still pass it. Always my internals was zero. You have an internal sheet stuck on the front page of your record books or whatever. I think you guys might still have it. If you see, my internal markings are always zero. But Viva was again full, 5 out of 5. But again, notebook, documentation, 0 0 0. I never used to write books. I'm not trying to encourage you guys not to write books. You must write books, but I'm just trying to tell you that what I did was really wrong. But trust me, guys, if I only had the gift of time, I would go back in time and fix a lot of things what I really wish I could do, so that I can achieve greater heights with my life today. Believe me. So yeah, this is how it is. So always love yourself, treat yourself really good, treat yourself to good treats. Do not get into bad habits, because I got into lot of bad habits, and I don't want to mention any. I'm sure you guys, I'll leave that to your imagination. I got into a lot of bad habits. I made a lot of bad friends who tried taking me to bad steps, who tried giving me all wrong examples. Always ignore such people. It might sound fun and cool at this age. It is not cool, guys. It is not cool. I had, there were several instances that I would have died. I got in so many street fights, for a guy really well educated and all that. I got into street fights with rogues on roads, all that things. It's so not good. Please stay focused. Your duty at this age is only to study, guys. Trust me, another 2 3 years, I'm not even sure you guys will achieve your dream jobs. 2 3 years, and today, I'm drawing salary over 1.5 lakh. Like that's an accomplishment. I can absolutely buy anything that I want, right? I was the exact same kid asking my mom dad for $1,000 for $2,000. So today, guys, I'm earning handful of money because of I've achieved it, and I've achieved it without anyone's support, only because of myself. I believe in me. Likewise, always believe in yourself. Please don't let yourselves down. Please don't tap out. Okay. So, with that being said, guys, I would always look forward to talking to you guys again. And if luck permits, I'll come down to college. And I pray that I hope your steps will be a lot easier. Again, remember, calm your heart, able your soul to face all the tests put by God. And may God continue to bestow sustained fortune on all of you. And I hope your happiness is lead. I love the strong soul of NTTF. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And I turn this session down, over to Mr. Elangomaran sir or Mr. Jain. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. If you have
Thank you,
if
Mr.
you
Yeah.
have something, if you guys want to ask me some questions, you can please go ahead and talk to me. If anybody out there wants to talk to me, wants to know something about me, you can always ask me. I'm right here. Please introduce
Yes.
yourself. Tell me your name, and then you can ask you, or you can shoot out your question.
Yes. Guys, any questions to ask to Mr. Avinash? Does anyone is willing to ask any questions?
Nobody wants to talk to me.
Sir, hello.
Hello.
One at a time.
Hello, sir.
Hey, hi. Don't call me sir, bro. What?
Okay. My name is Cyril.
Hi, Cyril. How are you doing?
Yes, sir. I have a really problem at communicating with people.
Okay.
As you said yourself, then I was
That,
I'm really timid, about talking to people, and your class was really amazing. It was an honor being in your class.
look. No. Cyril, don't try to say all this. Look, brother, I'm like you. I think you must be from Kerala by the accent. I'm just trying to judge, right? So you must be from Kerala, dude. I have so many friends from Kerala whose first language
Yes.
or mother tongue is Malayalam, right? So, but again, I feel so intimidated with their English, man. That's how they've developed. I told you I didn't even know ABC of English, man. I didn't even know vocabularies, right? My grammar was so wrong. What I did was, I tried reading books. I tried reading comics. I tried, trying to watch anything, absolutely anything that was in English. And I used to make a note of some of the words that didn't get through. And later on, I used to refer my dictionary. I'm not trying you guys to tell you that, you must speak Oxford English in order to impress somebody, but just learn what is needed. You can speak normally without an accent. You can speak however you want, but again, just learn vocabulary. It is okay, man. Look, English is just a language. It is just a language. But again, that is also very important to communicate with people in the business world, not in your personal world, because to your friend, you can still talk in Malayalam and stuff. But in the corporate world, English is must. So you can't stammer and stuff. It is okay if you don't learn it today. Tomorrow is another day again, I'm telling you. read books, talk to somebody in English, keep talking to your friends in English to develop. See, like I said, skill is something that's not inborn, right? You don't get this by your right of birth. You need to develop eventually, gradually. You will get there someday. I'm just like you. Like I told you, I did not even know how to talk to someone. So my mother tongue, my first language was Tamil. That is my mother tongue. I used to talk to people in Tamil. I used to talk to people in Kannada. I did not know English. I didn't even know the basics about English. No vocabulary. I was zero. But then I learned it eventually. I'm not saying that I'm a great speaker or something, but then again, I started reading books. Read comics, man. Just read comics. Simple books. Simple books. Try to understand it. Every time when you read it, don't just read it for the heck of it. You try to read it and understand what you have read. That is supremely important. Okay, Cyril.
Well, and thank you, Mr. Avinash. Anyone like to ask something to Avinash?
Hello, sir. I'm Vaishak.
Hi, Vaishak. How are you, brother?
Good, sir. I have a doubt. You told that reading books makes to communicate good. And could you please mention any what kind of books you used to read?
Yeah, so like I said, you can start with comics. See, I would not push you to some greater books. I wouldn't push you through some fictional books. Just read comics. Your simple Batman, Superman comics, your Marvel comics. That's what I used to read. I used to read Spider-Man, Superman, those sort of comics. Just a very simple. Okay, you can even read fairy tale books for that matter, man. Trust me, it's no harm. Like kindergarten students, just start with fairy tale books. I wouldn't push you through very complex books, like I said, all those fictional books. Just start with the very basic ones.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Pleasure, man. Pleasure. You take care.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Surya. What's your name?
My name is Surya, sir.
Hi, Surya. How are you?
Fine, sir. So my doubt is, instead of means like having subject knowledge, other than that, is it necessary to learn something else?
Absolutely. I told you. Absolutely. Subject knowledge will not take you anywhere in life. If I, as Avinash Sampath, today I'm talking to you, if I only would have had the subject knowledge, I would not be talking to you. I would be rather sitting in one of those far laboratories, trying to work on some program codes and those sort of things. I wouldn't even be talking to you guys. Always try to come out of the shell. Don't be in the shell. You need to break the shell, come outside, explore new opportunities. Don't say no to anything. You find an opportunity to learn or upskill yourself, always go for it. I'm also trying to learn French because I don't want to restrict myself to only these languages, even French. I had a friend, so I'll give you a small example. My friend, again, my friend, when I say, I was a backbencher, so I'm sure you can connect the dots. He was another idiot friend of mine, right? Like my partner in crime. He was just like me. He was so zero in studies, didn't do anything, but he had learned Japanese. He learned Japanese for some god reason. I used to make fun of him. My friends used to make fun of him, and whenever he used to talk to me in Japanese, and guys, today he actually is in Japan at a very good salary. He's earning lakhs together because one of these companies wanted a person from India who could speak Japanese, and they chose this guy because he knew Japanese. So always say yes to any opportunity in upskilling yourself to a new skill. That is always good. So Surya, to answer your question, you must always have an added subject or an added benefit to whatever you're learning currently. So subject is not everything. You also need to learn something beside your subject. Okay, I hope this helps.
Are there any tips to improve the skills?
See, there is really no tips, man, because I never listen to tips from people because nobody gave me the right tips, and I don't think I'm the right person to give you a tip either. So just kind of listen to your heart. So what do you want to do? Okay, so can I ask you a question? What do you want to become in life? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? What will Surya be in the next 5 years? You might have a dream, right?
So basically, good and like interested in art side means like to do any animation types like that.
Okay, so arts and animation. So that is what you want to be. You want to be a graphic designer.
Not a gut, sir. Like suppose we are seeing animated movies.
Okay.
So that type of animation.
Awesome. So what are you doing? So ask yourself, what are you doing today to get to that dream?
Actually, that was one thing, and basically, I like robotics. Now I'm undergoing course in mechatronics. So
Fantastic. Yes. Mechatronics also is a course that NTTF offers, I'm sure, right?
yes, sir.
Awesome. Awesome. Right. So talk to yourself, because you see, you have a clear path saying this is what I want to be in life. I either want to be an animation engineer, or I want to be a person, or a robotic engineer. So
Yes, sir.
talk to yourself, speak to yourself, always assess yourself. Self assessment is supremely important again. So yeah, so ask yourself, what am I doing today to get to my dreams in the next 4 5 years? So that is what will help you. That is what is the light that will lead you in the right path. So you need to know what you're supposed to do to get to the dream. If you ask me, my dream was always to be someone so cool, with some crazy ass job. I wanted to meet people. This is the type of a guy that I am. I wanted to travel to different countries and meet new people, connect, build more connections. So I am living my dream, because that is what I wanted always. So in order for you to live your dream, you need to assess yourself. Ask yourself to the skills that you wanted to learn in order to get to your dream. That's that simple.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure, man.
Excuse me, I'm Madhavan. Can you hear me? Hello.
Hello. Hi, Madhavan. Oh, that's a nice name, man. What's up, Madhavan?
Thank you. You-
I'm good. I'm phenomenally well, brother. How are you doing today? I hope you're good. How's your family?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, everything is good.
Fantastic.
I just wanted to ask you, is it required that you should have a goal like a software engineer or any company or something? Because I don't have any goal like that.
See, I was a guy like you, man. Without goal, and people used to laugh at me. Person without ambition is a donkey, is what people told me.
Yeah,
But trust me, I'm no donkey. Are you a donkey? No, you're not a donkey. It's okay to not have ambition, but as long as you're doing the right thing to justify yourself, you
yes,
need to make sense for you are in this world. You need to make sense, not like a living or a non-living thing. You need to make your parents proud, and in order to do that, you can absolutely do anything. It is okay to not have a dream. Don't just look at your person next to you. Just because he wants to be an engineer, you also want to be an engineer. You need to assess yourself. Like I told Cyril, no, no, not Cyril, the person before that just spoke to me, Surya, I think.
yeah,
Talk to yourself, ask yourself what you want to be, and not having a dream is no sin.
okay,
You can be whatever you want, man. Just if you're not having a dream now, you might have a dream maybe in the next 2 3 years. Who knows? It's
yes.
all in your destiny.
Yeah.
But again, your
Just
destiny
wanted,
is in your hands. You decide.
same like you, I just wanted a cool job. There's no
Of course, you want
borders.
a cool job.
I'll
Of
just
course, you would.
work
We all
hard
want
and
a
then,
cool job.
yeah,
Yes, working hard is always the key to success. Always don't opt for a way to get through shortcuts, because shortcuts is also a way to get there, but it won't last. Because the day when you're caught using shortcuts, you're screwed. You're doomed, and all your work is in vain. So work the hard way out to get to your dreams, and that will always pay off. Hard work will always pay off. Or if you can, advance it. Because in my case, I was not just working hard, but I was also smart. So you have to make a blend out of hard work and smart work. You got to adapt your.
okay.
Fantastic. Nice talking to you there, Madhavan. Cheers, man. You take care.
Thank
Hello,
you.
sir.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello, sir. This is Abhishek Bheda.
Hi, Abhishek. What's up, man?
Sir, I want to ask you that you were in software tester, and after that you joined Flamingo for sales company, and after that you joined in some UK bank. You have told.
I worked for a UK bank. Yes. And after that, I even joined this travel company called as Expedia for North America.
Yes, sir. Didn't you feel weird, sir, because coming from a CP08?
See, to answer your question, I told you I was no, no, no. I did not feel weird about it, because I, by birth, was a weird guy. I'm telling you, right? I was so weird, and I didn't want to restrict myself to one company. Right, I didn't want to learn, because like I told the other person, if I was a software tester, I would have still been in the same field forever. And I'm a person who wants to always be free and learn and explore different things. I just don't want to restrict myself to only one job in my life. I want to learn different things. See, I like working with cross industries. I worked with sales. I have worked with oil and gas companies in Dubai. If you've heard of companies like Saudi Aramco, Ras Gas, Qatar Gas, Oman Petroleum, Petroleum Development Oman. I worked with all these companies. I've even worked with MR Construction. If you've heard of MR, the guys that has built Burj Khalifa, I've still worked for that company. I've done a lot of wicked things in my life. I don't restrict myself to what I have learned in college. Of course, college is the building block, it's the basics that you need to have to get into the corporate world. It doesn't mean that you have to stay in the same shell, because you as an individual need to outgrow your shell. You need to try and explore different things. I mean, again, I'm not pushing you. This is the type of a guy that I was. I didn't want it to stick to one thing. Not to mention that I'm a job hop. A lot of people say, you know what, you keep hopping jobs. I don't want to hop jobs, and I don't want to be called as a job hopper, but then I always like to explore new opportunities. And now I'm an all-rounder. I can absolutely work with anything. So guys, Freshman U, the company that I am working with right now, I'm sure most of you guys might have heard of it, was a very small startup. It was just an idea back those days. So we started Freshman U back those days, and trust me, we did not even have a table and a chair to keep our food. And then we used to bring furniture from our homes. I used to bring my dining table, and somebody used to bring their chairs from their house. This is how it was, until some investor recognized us and they invested some serious money, and that's how we outgrow. So today we are one of the most successful and the most biggest food companies in the whole of India. And I get to speak to so many different people. So in Fresh Menus, though I'm heading the corporate and the customer relations for Pan India, I still look at operations. I still look at quality. I'm an all-rounder, you see. So you need to tell your management that you're an all-rounder. So unless your management finds that skill in you, you will do absolutely anything that you want. So I get to speak to celebrities. I have spoken to Bollywood stars. I still text a lot of cricket stars. Virat Kohli's manager calls me. Like that's the type of the world that I want to live in, man. I want to live so cool that everybody has to look up to me, and I'm living the dream. So similarly, don't just stick to yourself to say tomorrow one of you guys get the job as a network engineer. If you want to continue the rest of your life as a network engineer or whatever, you can go for it. Or if you want to switch from being a network engineer after 2 years, if you want to do something else, I think you should always take that. Because now that you've learned network engineering for 2 years, you've worked in the field, it makes no sense to, from my perception, for you to continue with the same thing for the rest of your life. I think you also need to build another skill. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Pleasure, man. Pleasure, man.
Hey bro, hi Avinash bro.
Hi, bro. What's up? Who's this?
My name is Anandu.
Anandu. Hi, Anandu. How are you, brother?
I'm fine. How did you get this achievement? Who's your inspiration?
No, I am my own inspiration. I used to look at myself in the mirror. I look ugly, trust me. But again, I used to look at myself in the mirror, and I always used to tell myself that, dude, you're awesome. You're so cool, man. Doesn't matter if somebody puts you down. I don't give a hell about anybody, right? Just go at it. I still started doing things that kept inspiring me. I am my own inspiration, bro. I'm not something great to be inspired by someone, but again, I used to talk to myself in the mirror. I used to compile this whole thing inside my head, and this is how it is.
Okay, thank you, bro.
Sure, man.
Hello, bro. Hello, bro.
Hi.
I'm Sahad.
Hi, Sanad. Good.
Sahad.
Sahad. Sorry, man. Mispronunciation. How are you doing, man? Hope your day is good there.
So it's quite well. So I have a question that what are you most afraid of? I mean,
What most afraid of?
getting your way or getting your way, like that. In your way, what are you most afraid of, like that?
So see, back in my college days, what I was most afraid of was being thrown out of the college. And what I was most afraid of was talking to people, communicating to people, because I was a very shy person. But again, I was more mischievous, notorious inside my friend circle, and this is what I was most afraid of. And again, like I said, in order for you to overcome your fears, you must always try to face your fears at the very beginning. Nip things at the bud. Always try to face your fears. So let's say today, if you as a person are afraid of I don't know, man. Probably public speaking. I think you should start, watching more public speaking videos. Try to, watch more videos. Try speaking to yourself in the mirror and just try to build your skills. Talk to a small group of people. Let's say two, three people. Just try to give a small seminar or something, and that's how eventually you try to build your confidence. So to go at your fears is to always face it, no matter whatever the worst of the worst nightmares. Not just a fear. Even if you have a nightmare, always go face it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hello, hi
Cheers,
sir.
man.
Hello, hi sir. I am Shashigiri.
Girish,
Hi, Girish. Nice talking to you, man. You have a good voice.
thank you, sir. Thank you, brother. I have a doubt.
Go on.
Upcoming year, we can study or we can do job.
So what are you doing right now? Are you studying? So what year are you in? Can you just tell me something about yourself?
Means what, brother?
No, are you like, what are you doing in NTTF? I mean, are you a student still? I mean, as first year, second year, third year?
Third year.
Third year in what? What's your core?
Mechatronics.
Electronics. Mechatronics. Okay. So what are you planning to do after this? You want to continue studying further or you want to work?
I want to study
Okay. What do you want to study?
about automations.
Automations. I think you should also study, right? I mean, if you see, this question is more directed to yourself than me. So you asking me, sir, if should I work the next year? Should I study? It's the question directed to yourself. So you need to ask yourself. If you want to study, you should study. But to me, if you ask me, always study first and then start working. Right out of NTTF, though I started working, I'm just telling you since you brought this up, I'm still pursuing my MBA in distance education. There is no end for education. Always education will pay you off. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is, let's say tomorrow, so today you're working really hard in a company, up touch wood, and you're performing really well. Tomorrow, Girish, they want to make you a manager of a department, right? A manager just holding a diploma or just holding a certificate in mechatronics is not everything, because there might be other competitors right next to you who hold an MBA or even higher of certification. So to get there, you also need to have that level of certification. So always study and work. So complete your studies and then go for work. Don't just go for a work, just so that you can earn money. You can earn money anytime. And trust me, don't pay attention to money. The minute when you start becoming greedy, you lose in life. Don't focus on money for the very first years. Try to learn new things in your company. And that's success. You will always try to upskill. If you don't know a skill, learn from your colleagues, learn from your person next to you in offices, learn how they do it. And then money is not everything. For the first 2-3 years, guys, of your work tenure, don't care about money. You know what was my first salary? My first salary was $8,000. I told you I worked for EMC Square first year. My salary was $8,000. And today I'm earning more than 1.5 lakh. Plus, I make a lot of money on the sides with my commissions and all that. So yeah. So don't pay attention to money. Money is not everything. You will first learn how to upskill yourself in different fields, and then work. And at the same time, also add a certification. Always keep studying. Don't close your studying. See, in today's world, a lot of youngsters, what they do is they get a job, they forget studying. They just want to go for a job, the same 15,000 salary they earn. They might get a hike once in every year, 2,000, $3,000, and they think the life is complete. No, you will always keep studying even after you get a job. Try to always acquire a new certification. If you guys go to the Middle East, people don't take you by your work experience or whatever. They always look for an added certification. So studying is also supremely important as what work it is to everybody. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, man. With you.
Thanks a lot.
My pleasure, man.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hello, sir. My name is Sirisha. I am from CPA department.
Hi, Risha. Nice talking to you today.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I have a simple goal. Is just nothing but a crazy. I I really wanted to do a simple job with good salary and all. This is just a simple aim I have,
Okay.
and I have a good experience in good, not just a good experience. I have a experience of means studying. I really well suited in computer engineering too.
Okay.
I mean, and now I have a plan of doing BTech,
Okay.
and after that, um, in now is there any scope of doing BTech, and after that we can assist to our jobs?
Absolutely. Absolutely, there is. See, there is always, don't listen to some people, right? There are some useless fellows out there who keep telling you, "Hey, don't do this, don't do that." You first look at that person and ask him, "What have you done in your life?" Right? Some people try to brainwash you, saying BTech is not good. Do this, do MTech, do BSc, do this, do that. No, if you think you have to do this, speak to someone right in that field and ask them if it's good. But yes, every single thing has its own advantages. Everything, and trust me, studying something new is always not going to deplete, but it's always an appreciation. So I think you must go at it. You're really good with what I think you're doing, and don't just limit your dreams to saying, "Sir, I have a simple dream. I want a job with good salary." Obviously, everybody wants to work with a good salary and stuff, but again, you will not grow as an individual. Sometimes take your time, take your personal time. You need to grow yourself as an individual, and then try to work. You see, once after you start working, right, money is not everything. Again, I'm telling you, money is not. You need to grow as an individual, learn new skills. Of course you will get paid for that, but learn new skills.
So new skills in the sense, which type? I think new coding or something, sir.
Yeah. See, right now, what are you doing? I'm sure your college must have taught you C++, SQL, Java, core Java, and all of that, right?
Yes,
Besides,
sir. Yes, sir.
for some reason, the infrastructure does not support you guys to learn Python or Ruby. I think if you're someone that's really focused in developing and programming and all of that, I think you also need to go join an institution which also would help you train yourself in Ruby and Python and all that. Because a lot of companies, I had a friend of mine, because we all restricted ourselves to C++, and he had added benefit of learning Ruby and Python. So today he has a better job. Not everybody could get through the job because they don't know Python and Ruby. So he got the job. I think you have to do that. Try to do something different. So you can. So let's say in your company. So every company that you work, right, they will always have something called as an IJP. It's called an internal joining procedure. So let's say today you will be as a software tester or software developer or whatever. There will also be another opening within the company for a different profile. Could be a network engineer, could be whatever, network security, whatever shit. So if you can also upskill yourself, you will be in a position to apply for the IJP because you know that skill besides your experience or whatever. So always don't close doors to new skills. Always keep your doors open to new skills.
Okay, sir.
Hello, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Pleasure, man. Nice.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi, Anthony. What's up?
Sir, nice to meet you. Sir, I am not interested in earning money, sir. It's a part of this. I pointed at that point, but I am totally confused. What should I learn?
What should you learn?
Yes, I am totally confused because of so many points.
What should you learn?
So many things are day by day increasing. So I don't know how to study this whole thing. I like to learn all.
You don't know how to study?
But I cannot learn that. I will understand the concept of it. I will never learn all the concepts. I understand the concept and I never I don't sit and study.
Okay, I wasn't able to
learning, sir. I mean, I'm interested in learning.
Able to understand that.
So I am interested in learning, but I cannot learn so much language.
No, see, language, you don't have to learn a language, right? It's okay. The language is just to communicate. It's just to transcend what is in your mind.
That language no programming is
Sorry?
Programming language, sir.
Okay,
Python,
you are
C
good in
programming.
programming language or you're bad in programming language?
I'm good in programming.
Okay, so that's good, no?
But that's why I want to learn and explore more programming languages.
Okay, so if you want to learn and explore more programming languages after your college, I think you should also, while you work, obviously you'll get a job in some company, could be Samsung or whatever, because they're hiring developers. You can also learn an institution, like I said, which will also teach you some different languages like a Python or a Ruby and C sharp, whatever.
I'm confused because I want to learn more and more. Like I want to master all the courses, all language in the computer.
Your question is really hypothetical. Your question is really hypothetical. I just told you you can upskill always with added languages. But what are you afraid of?
And I'm confused. It's something that it is so weird to learn all the language. My ultimate thing is architecture. I want to learn all the coding and language like that.
Okay.
And I cannot learn that all once because I want a proper method and then linear method to learn all the subjects.
See, there are a lot of companies who do intern, man. You can always join a company as an intern, right? You can always join any company. You can apply for being an intern. An intern, you will just be with the company under their profile, and you
I
can
want to go
try.
part-time job. I want to depend on the full-time job. I want to explore all things.
Man, your voice is really far away. I'm not able to hear you.
Yes, sir. I see. Oh,
Hello, Anthony.
hello.
I'm not able
Dev,
to hear you.
it's me, Devjit.
Sorry.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Are you there?
Hello. 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 Hi, sir. Sir, can you please tell me method to learn master this all learning? I want to master this all coding program.
Okay, guys, look, I will leave my personal mobile number with Ilangumaran. You can always take my mobile number from Ilangumaran, sir. You can WhatsApp me. I'm on WhatsApp. I'm always available on calls. If I'm busy, I'll return your call if in case if I don't answer. You can always reach me out on my number. You can tell me saying hi, sir. I'm from NTTF, whatever, and then you can talk to me, man. I'm free to talk to any of you guys. I'm open to it.
Yes, sir. And call you. Okay.
Sure, man. Looking forward. Sure, I look forward to it.
Hey bro, this is Vatsala.
Hi, Bachelor. What's up? How's it going?
Yeah, I'm fine. How about you?
Phenomenally well, man. Always.
I just wanted to ask you that how was your first interview, like when you faced an NTTF? Like I want to ask your experience. So as you
Uh,
said, you're weird and also.
so my first interview, right? So when I was at this company, I told you that there was this huge crowd. It was so filmy because I've only watched interviews and movies. All my friends used to tell me, "Macha, I'm super scared." They used to be shitting in their pants and all of that. But trust me, it is not that serious as what it seems to be. It was very simple, when I just walked into uh, the interview campus for my job. There was a huge crowd. Of course, I felt embarrassed because there were tons and tons of people out there, and I was one amongst them. I was just chill. I wasn't even doing anything. I was just looking at the seat. I was looking at the fan. I'm just chilling. People go and they come. People go and they come. I did not even make an effort to talk to the person next to me to try and understand what he did because I was firmly determined, like I told you, I will not let the person sitting next to me disturb my focus and disturb my mental status. His aura will not affect me. If I will talk to him, I will probably talk to him saying, "Bro, what breakfast you had? Where are you from?" But I will definitely not ask him, "What are you here for? What have you studied?" Because, I don't want to be intimidated. And according to me, in my world, I'm the Bible. And to me, I just want to listen to myself. And when I called in for the interview, I just walked straight up. I said, "Hey, hi, good morning." I spoke. I was really professional. I spoke to my. I always looked at my interviewer in the eye. What I looked at, so it was a good right. When I saw other candidates, what they were doing is they were looking down. They were so nervous. They always were looking at the ceiling. They were using their hands. They were using a lot of fingers like oh and all that, which clearly the interviewer that the person is nervous. Don't be nervous. There is no
And
point being nervous.
how did you jump to company, like so the skills or experience?
See, I would say that I was lucky enough with my skills. Experience, I obviously know because experience was nothing because I told you I was a fresher. It's again as to how you portray yourself to be. So let's say when I was in EMC Square, when I met this person at Fleming Gulf, he asked me one question. Avir, you are from a technical background, and this is a different ball game. How do you, how do you play it? So I just worked my way through it. I just worked my way through the interview. And I'm really not sure, but it just happened. I spoke to him saying that as to why I needed the job and as to why I feel that I, as an individual, can achieve. And he believed in me. You see, you talking to the person is all that it takes, man. Interview is just interview. It's not everything, right? So I'm proud. I
Yeah.
wasn't fail or back out of any interview. I always faced it. And interviews, I wouldn't lie, was always one of my worst fears. But I gave it a shot every other day and I always walked right past through them. I could see through them. In fact, it is really easy. I wouldn't say that it's really, really easy. Not that you guys are just going and chilling and sipping on your beverages or something. It's just not too difficult and not too easy, but it falls right in between the line. You must have what it takes to get the job, and only then will you get a job. Don't be overconfident. That is really bad. Don't be really reluctant on anything. Just be self confident.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Hello, sir.
Yo, man. Hi.
Hi, sir. I'm Rakshit.
Hey,
How
Rakshit.
are you doing, sir? How are you doing, sir?
How are you doing? Good, good, brother. How's
Yeah,
it
sir,
going?
fine.
Where you
Yeah,
from?
sir, it's going. So I'm from Bangalore.
In Bangalore too. Where you from?
I'm from. Sorry, you understood. So I'm from NEC, sir, NTTF. I'm a CP04 guy.
Super, Rakshit. Tell me, brother.
So the question I was working for a company almost a year, and then can we pursue the studies further?
Of course. That is what I did.
So we would have the same interest or Josh.
No, no. See, there is nothing to do with interest to Josh because I had to do it because I had to do it. It was one of my basic duties. See, NTTF after my diploma, right? I spoke to a lot of people. I had met the right people in my time. So everybody told me, do diploma is not everything. After this, you also have to continue your studies. Do not close gates to your studies, guys. Do not close gates. Just because when you or she gets a job today, doesn't mean that your study is ended because you got a job and from then on you can propel further. Of course, you can propel further. But like I said, there is always one reason as to why you wouldn't go any further beyond the level what you are today. Because tomorrow if you have to get a promotion, tomorrow if you have to do something, they will always look at your education because that is also one of your basic building blocks. Only if you have the right certification and stuff will you advance to the next level. If not, if there's somebody next to you with the same skill, with the same experience, but with an added certificate, he will get this job over you. You get
Yes,
what
sir.
I'm saying, right? So which is
Yeah, sir.
why you shouldn't turn down or shouldn't close gates to education, but you always keep it up.
Yeah, sir. Sir, and one more question. You were hopping to the companies, right?
Yep.
So it didn't fear you you'll be in a contract base, not a permanent guy. So it didn't fear you they'll remove you from the job. You'll be
No,
in financial crisis and all.
no. You see, no, no. A lot of people will also tell you this saying, don't keep job hopping because companies don't trust in job hoppers. Companies throw you off and those sort of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, sir.
I never believed in that because to me, I always used to walk to an interview saying that if I'm going back home, I'm obviously taking this job in my bag. And that is how I went to every single interview, man. And that is so not true. It's a myth. It's a myth that people tell you, oh, you know what, the more jobs you hop, the bad it is. It is so
Yeah,
not,
sir.
it's so, so untrue, man. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Pleasure, brother.
Avinash.
Hi. Yeah.
Avinash, it's Devjit.
Hi, Dave.
Yes. So I wanted to say you that good inspiration. So I generally got these questions too, that whom you want to follow, whom you want to be like. So I have that same thinking. I want one of a because some potential and we have some completed. We achieve have a unique addition to it and get
Dave,
that you
I'm so sorry to interrupt. Dave, I'm really sorry to interrupt, but the voice is shattering. I'm not able to hear. Your voice sounds so broken. A lot better, man. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I to tell one of a kind. So I really started many things. For example, getting a YouTube channel for enhancing my speaking skill and so my skills that what I am in good in. Have a required proper degree in that category. So I don't want to be in that state that if I doesn't have any degrees or any qualifications, I cannot do that thing. So generally, I do the technical stuff. I am a tech savvy, so I have a great interest on my gadgets and modifications of CPUs, laptops, and all that. So I really felt that many companies just they judge beyond can't judge beyond their degrees, student degrees. So is there any do that I can cross that to achieve my success goals?
I don't think I'm qualified enough at this very age for me to kind of tell you what you need to do beyond your dreams. But again, let's see what the future holds for you, man. If you want to be somebody that really admires technology and you want to work with gadgets, like you said, that you want to modify CPUs and stuff, you might as well start a YouTube channel so that the more viewers you have, because as a company, you will obviously have certain restrictions. You will not be allowed to do anything. Like, for example, a very larger corporate company, if you were to be a, I don't know, see, since you say that you're really good in tech, I mean, hardware again, to specifically mention, you will not have immense growth. Yeah. So you kind of assess yourself, ask yourself if if you're really good at hardware or software, whichever skill that you want to propel your future or your career on, you might as well do that. But I don't think so, man. In corporates, they will not allow you because see, for right now, Devjit, if you ask me, right, it is a lot more than your thinking capability for now for you to think of to such a scale. First, try to get a job, then try and assess after a year. It is too early for you to kind of tell that I don't want to do this or because corporates will have this and that. Obviously, every companies have their own protocols. Having said that, you must first explore an opportunity to understand it. You always test the waters before you get inside the ocean. There's a saying, so always test the waters before you get. Don't just say that, okay, it might be deep, it might be shallow. No, you might not know what it is until you get inside. So first get inside a company, try and speak to people, ask them if this is what I can do and stuff, and then keep going at it. There's no stopping. But again, a few years down the line, if you still feel it won't help, then you do what you're supposed to do as an individual then.
Thanks for your reviews for me.
Thank you, Devjit, and thank you, Mr. Avinash.
Pleasure.
And yeah. I'm Menaka here. Thank you, everyone. Yes, and it was a fabulous speech, and the way you deliver your speech as you started, how you were in NEC, and the position what you are doing right now, and you are a live example, Avinash. Seriously, it motivates us very much, and definitely, I'm sure our trainees would have taken a very valuable points from your speech, and definitely they will implement their studies, and they will be definitely achieve their goals, and they will shine in their life. Thank you, Avinash, and
absolutely. I wish every single person a very good luck. I'm sure you guys can do. Not let yourselves down. Okay, you can always reach out to me. I'll leave my number and my mail ID with Ilangumaran sir. He's a really sweet person. I love him a lot. And you can always touch base with him to get my number if you want to talk to me anytime. Absolutely. I would really love to meet all you guys once when this whole pandemic ends. I really look forward to it because for me, being in college again is a dream come true again, man. It would really feel nostalgic talking to all of you again. I look forward to speaking and meeting each one of you in person. Thank you very much once again. Having said that, may the force be with you. Cheers, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Avinash.
Others, please stay back. Trainees, please stay back. Okay. Next, we would like to invite Mr. Gunaram Charan to deliver his thoughts.
Hello, ma'am. This is Guna. Can I go ahead and start the session?
Yeah, sure. Forum is yours.
Yeah, sure. Yes, sir. I'm able to share my screen. Yeah, I got the access now.
Yes, you can share it.
Yeah, sure. Good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing? Guys, can you hear me? All the NTTF trainees who are on the WebEx.
Yes, we
Yeah,
can
yeah,
hear.
yeah.
We're doing good, sir.
First, I would like to introduce myself. I belong to 2010 CP4 Electronics. Uh, I completed my education in 2013 and later on joined with HCL Technologies as a network analyst. And I have been to HCL for 2.7 years. And then I joined with Huawei Technologies. This is a ISP provider, and now currently I'm working with the Tata Consultancy Services as a network administrator, and I have totally of 6 years of experience into networking. I does routing and switching, and I configure routers and switches. Hope you guys aware of network devices that are all there in your CP8 block. So now I would like to talk about cybersecurity. So how many of you guys know what is cybersecurity, and have you all heard about it? Okay. So can someone tell me what do you really know about cybersecurity? Something, anything.
I know just the basics are then nothing much about, nothing much further about it.
Yeah, it's okay. Whatever you know. Just let give me some basic example and what you know about cybersecurity. Maybe you have some subject in your.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
We had some kind of we had a subject network security in our previous semester.
Okay.
We learned about this algorithms, then so many methods to
Okay.
yes to protect our data.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
all.
Exactly.
That's much.
Exactly.
Yes.
application.
Yes. Someone is coming forward. Yeah. Go ahead. Anthony, go ahead. Okay. Let me get started with my PPT I have. I'm sharing my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So cybersecurity is nothing but securing our things that is happening in our internet. So we can clearly say, so cybersecurity is a part of internet security, and its main objective is to establish rules and measures to use against the attacks that's happening over the internet. Or you can also say we can also say is a cybercrime. It's a kind of cybercrime and the activity being done by using the computers and the internet. You can also say that it's an unlawful act within a computer or using some tool or by targeting both the computer and the tools. And let's see who are the cyber attackers and what is their motive and what are they doing and what is the reason why they are coming forward and attacking the cyber groups. So the main reason why the cyber attackers are attacking the internet groups and they wanted to steal the data or they wanted to blackmail people by stealing their data and they wanted to encrypt and get some money from us. So they demand you some money until you pay them and they're not going to get you the encrypted data. So that's the reason you have to always save when you are downloading something from the third-party websites, or when you are trying to download some MP3 or MP4 format from the third-party sites. So you always have to be careful when you try to download anything, and you always keep receiving the phishing mails in the Gmail spam folders that if you share your credentials and it will redirect you to the bank site and they ask you to enter some of your credentials and that's how you lost all your identity and so you should not go anything when people say so when you pay 100 and you in return you get 1,000 some of the hacks you have been receiving in the mail. So you should not really go to that and lost all your identity. And they categorize the cybersecurity into two types. That is the computer as a target and the computer as a weapon. So in the computer as a target, they're using the computer to attack the other computers by or the example you can say hacking and the virus attacks and the DOS attacks. So using the computer as a target, they're using one computer to target the other users. So by sending the phishing emails and sending the virus by attaching into the email. So when you unknowingly click on the attachment and it all spreads the virus into your system. And the second one, the computer as a weapon. So using the computer, they're going to commit real-time crime. So for example, you can say cyber terrorism, credit card fraud, and pornography. So in these cases, so they're going to attack your credit card, and as I already said, so they're going to send you mails stating share your information. We are from some kind of bank or some kind of office. So when you share, they are going to get some rewards. Such kind of examples comes under the computer as a weapon. So you have to be very careful when you are trying to download something from the third-party sites and let's see what are the types of cybercrime we have. So these are the types of cybercrime. It's hacking, denial of service attacks, virus dissemination, computer vandalism, cyber terrorism, and software piracy. And let's go in detail about hacking. So hacking in simple terms means an illegal intrusion into a computer system or a network. So it's also known as cracking. So hacking is nothing but the hacker is going to send in malicious software into your PC, and when you click on that, so you're going to lose access to your system, and so ultimately we do not have any idea of what is happening, and by the time we understood everything, we are going to lose everything from our system. He's going to steal all our data there in the system. So this comes under hacking. So the next thing is the denial of service attack. So denial of service attack is nothing but the hacker is going to choke your bandwidth by sending multiple emails into spam box. So when you're trying to access some kind of application or any kind of system you're trying to access, ultimately you're going to lose access to that because he keeps sending you the malicious software, and that's how the bandwidth of your internet gets choked, and ultimately you will lose access to what you are watching. So you can also say he's going to send ping, continuous ping. So you can say ping of death and teardrop attack, which means he is going to attack you completely until you lost access to your system you are using. So this kind of attacks comes under denial of service attacks. So we have many devices such as Orba devices and Cisco IPS devices, and also you might have had semantic Norton. So there are a few devices to attack such kind of attacks from the cyber attackers. I hope you guys are following me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So next goes to the virus dissemination. It's a kind of malicious software that attaches itself to the other software, which means when you let's say now you guys have Cisco logins that have been created by NTTF with the collaboration of Cisco. So for example, I do
Educate.
yeah. So I do not have access to the Cisco. So when what I try to do is I will be downloading software from some third-party websites. So ultimately, what the third-party guy does is going to steal the genuine software from the Cisco site or any genuine sites, or you can say Microsoft or the genuine software, and is going to put into the third-party site. So ultimately, we guys don't wanted to pay money for buying the software, when we go for the third party site, he's going to attach a malicious software into the genuine software. So when you try to install, let's say Cisco WebEx, so from the third party site, he's going to attach a software to that. So when you try to install into your system, the malicious software also getting installed into it. So most of the guys now don't have idea of what is all about system, and so unknowingly they're going to install into your system, and that's how the hacker got access into it. So he keeps tracking all your things you're doing, your social sites, and the things you're doing. So this comes under viral dissemination. And let's go to the next one. It's computer vandalism. So damaging or destroying the data rather than stealing or misusing. This comes under cyber vandalism. So the cyber attacker has a spy on your system. So he waits for some time and he keeps following you. What website you're trying to access. For example, you're working for some organization X. So they gave you privilege access to modify some of their company documents. So when you're so he got access into your system, and he now he tries to destroy all the data there. So you probably supporting for the client. So he's going to destroy all the data there, and that is called computer vandalism. So you in 99.9% you won't be able to retrieve the data when the hacker try to destroy it. So none of the person can have access to destroy. So for example, we can say ransomware attack, which means you cannot really retrieve the data, and that's how the client is going to uh, leave your business, and it keeps you in a problematic situation. So let's go to the another one. It's a cyber terrorism. This is also kind of cyber attack. So terrorist attacks on the internet is by distributed denial of service attacks or hate websites and hate emails, attacks on service, etc. So in this kind of form of attack, uh, so the malicious guy is going to send multiple number of phishing mails to your email box, and that's how the uh, bandwidth is going to choke, and you're going to lost access to the site you are viewing. So in this kind of attack, so we can say he keeps sending you hate links or some hate websites with some third party pictures and all in that. So next, going to the software piracy. Software piracy is nothing but we really not interested in buying the Microsoft 10 or 9 software from the Microsoft. So all we does is we go for any third party sites, and from there we download operating systems and we get installed, right? So how many guys did that, not paying the money for the Microsoft license and downloading from the other third party sites? So how many of you guys done that earlier? Guys, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So have you guys ever tried to install operating system from the third party site, not by really paying the license to the Microsoft?
Yes, sir. Torrent sites. I have
Yeah.
tried. Yes, yes.
Okay. So okay, now if you wanted to really watch a movie, you will go for some Amazon Prime or something Netflix. So what the torrent is doing, they are going to get the pirated video, and they're going to put into the third party sites. So this kind of attack comes under the software piracy. So they're going to test the software from the genuine site, and they're going to publish it in the third party sites. So that's how the Microsoft and all the uh, product vendors going to lose their business. So this kind of attacks comes under the software piracy. So I already have some videos, but due to some technical reason, I am not able to present you guys those videos. So after the end of the session, I will share you those PPT and the videos and for the exact idea. So next, going forward, so these are the 7 stages of cyber kill chain. So scientists have had done some investigation, and they try to see how the cyber guy is going to attack the user. So it is all happening in 7 stages, and the first stage is reconnaissance, weaponization, delivery, exploitation, installation, command and control actions. So the first stage is reconnaissance. So in this stage, he's going to find out who will be the victim, who keeps sharing his credentials into these sites. So most of you guys, you're accessing Facebook, right? So in Facebook, if you guys see, they will be sending some survey. How many guys have seen your profile? How many have interest in your profile? So such kind of guys keep sharing your the place you like, the food you like, such kind of uh, sites they will be keep publishing into the social sites such as Facebook, Insta. So when you share your information, so he got 1%. This process is called reconnaissance. So next go to weaponization. So now he has bunch of the users to whom he can target.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, I did not get recognitions clearly, sir.
Yeah, reconnaissance means so you guys are using Facebook, right? So you sometimes you guys get a pop-up stating how many guys have seen your profile. So just click on this link and it will share you the top 10 profiles you have seen, right? So such kind of links you keep getting in Facebook.
Yes, sir.
So any idea of that?
Yes, sir. I
Yeah.
have.
So yeah, so cyber guy really don't know what is what. So he wants to find some of the numbers in the social site. So that's how he keeps publishing some link in the social sites such as Facebook and Insta. So when we guys go and we are very curious to see who has viewed our profile. So that's how when you click on that link and it will ask you for the uh, uh, it will ask for our personal data, share our name, date of birth, and since how long you have been to Facebook. So when you share those details in the Facebook, so he got some of the profiles now to whom he can attack. So the cyber attacker waits for the guys who are really uh, easily can be manipulated and easily can be attacked. So the reconnaissance comes under the searching. You can say easily like it comes under searching of the users. So guys, can you mute?
Everyone, please mute yourself.
1 second.
Others, please mute yourself. Yes, Mr. Guna, you can.
Yeah. So now going to weaponization. So now, so he got bunch of numbers to whom he can target and he can access your system. So in the weaponization, he's going to build a malicious software that can be attacked to the user. So going to delivery, he's going to delivery the software by sending you spam emails or phishing emails, or he keeps sending you phishing emails. So when you click on that, you will have access to viewers who has seen your profile. Such kind of uh, curious mails is going to send you. So when we guys click on that, uh, so the malicious software will get installed onto your PC without our intention. So when we keep our system away and so already the cyber attacker has spy on your system and what kind of sites you are viewing and what are the genuine sites you are accessing. So he keeps spy for some time, and ultimately, when you enter your Facebook credentials or any other credentials or the banking sites you are entering into it, so he got access all in all your credentials, such as banking sites, social sites. So when it goes to the command and control, he's going to commanding by transferring money from your account or by accessing your social sites by putting some private information, and that's how you get caught to the cyber attacker. So let's see what are the common forms of cyber attack. So we all know we keep receiving the phishing emails in our email spams, that when you click on that you will be getting something. So these all goes to the email phishing and the malicious websites. As I said, the third-party sites we have nothing but the non-genuine sites. So when you go for the third-party sites like torrent, when you click on that, it will install you a number of applications, and it will ask you allow access to your PC or mobile, or also USB sticks. You can see when you go and connect your USB to any PC, it easily attacks malicious software. So this is also kind of attack using the USB sticks and access to your credentials. So your banking sites or some social sites. So you when you click on save, auto save, so your credentials will get auto saved, and the cyber attacker can easily access your banking sites or any other social sites. So let's go to tips and tricks of each individual how to be safer on the internet. So can someone tell me what are the tips and tricks we have to follow to keep ourselves to avoid getting uh, attacked by the cyber attacker? Can someone tell me what are the tips and tricks we should be uh, keep following in our daily day-to-day activities?
Using
So what are the tips and tricks we have to follow in order to get hacked by the hacker?
Not
using strong
clicking any suspicious links
Yeah,
and using a proper
antivirus, exactly.
antivirus.
Yes, yeah, we have to keep updating our antivirus in our PC, and so the malicious software cannot be entered. So when you try to click some torrent and all, when you install Trend Microsoft in your PC, so when you try to click on the torrent site, it won't let you go to torrent. It says the website has been blocked by torrent, Trend Micro. So so you have to update your antivirus in your PC. Then what else we have to follow to get not hacked by the hacker?
And also, for
Uh,
mistake, if we go into some random system and they ask for your information,
yes,
we should
yeah.
be very
Nowadays we yes, yeah, yeah. Nowadays we keep receiving SMS from the they says we are from the bank, and they call us and they ask for the credentials or share us the code 16-digit number, and that is also some kind of attack that is being done by the hacker. So uh, anything auto saved passwords, and saving our passwords in some we have some applications like Locker. uh, we should not really save our passwords in some kind of servers or anywhere. So anything, any idea, any other ideas? So we should not save our credit cards in our mobile, and taking pictures and uploading it to the drive somewhere. So when you log on to the when you went for any cyber cafe, you won't be able to log out your Gmail completely. So all the credit card information has already been there in the Google Drive. So that's how he can hack your credit card and steal all your money. So it's not safe all the time to save our credentials in some mobile or some of the applications. So ultimately, when you save your password, it is getting saved in server. So the hacker can easily hack anything with his things and easily steal your all your money and the data. So let's see what are the 9 key cybersecurity statistics at a glance. So 95% of the malware is delivered by email. So you guys keep receiving spam mails, right? So when you have not shared your credentials to anyone or you have not shared your information also, you keep receiving some spam mails in your mailbox. So, so any of you guys wondered why you have been receiving such kind of mails? So any idea who was sending and who is there behind that? So have you guys receiving spam mails?
Yes, sir, we do.
Yeah. So you the hacker really don't know who you are, but he keeps sending you the spam mails. So he just wanted to see if you will give a chance for him to hack. So when you go, some of our guys really don't know why we have been receiving the hacking mail, the spam mails. So when you click on that, it will ask you some number of information. So most of the guys are aware, and the guys who really not aware of the spam mails they are receiving, they are the victims by entering their personal information. So most of the attacks are happening with the emails. So the second one, phishing attacks account for more than 80% of reported security incidents. So the mails we have been receiving, it really holds multiple um, attachments, and when you click on that, so the third party application is being installed on your system, and that's how the hacker gets access to your PC. And so if you see in a year, $17,700 is lost every minute due to the phishing attacks. So the organizations are losing money uh, so when due to the cyber attackers. And 60% of breaches involved vulnerabilities for which a patch was available but not applied. So, how many of you guys know Microsoft keep sending updated patches for every Friday? So, in your lab PC, you must be getting an icon on install your software or install your patch. So, how many of you have idea about that?
So is it updates?
Yes, so there is icon under right side of your screen. So Microsoft, if you are using a genuine Windows PC, so Microsoft keeps sending patches every Friday. So when you don't get to install those patches available, uh, so in a backdoor, Microsoft will be uh, keeping the R&D team and they will be working on the patches and the bugs present in our OS operating systems. So we have to keep update our operating system. So when guys fail to update their patches, and 60% of the breaches happen due to that.
Oh, okay.
And 63% of companies said their data was potentially compromised within the last 12 months due to a hardware or silicon level security breach, which means 60% companies has potentially compromise themselves by not moving forward in the company for the last 12 months. Either this is because of a hardware failure or the PCB level issues. So attack on IoT devices tripled in the first half of 2019, which means Internet and Things devices such as our smart TV. So now from our mobile, we can share our screen to smart TV, right? So when you start sharing your screen from your mobile to the smart TV, so easily he has access to your family. He can take pictures or he can steal the data you have in your mobile, and that's how attacks on internet IoT devices tripled in the first half of 2019. And fileless attacks grew by 256% over the first half of 2019, which means hackers are not sending the files to attack you guys, but intent they are so without sending any files, they are going to attack the victims. So this has been doubled in the first half of 2019. So data breach cost enterprises an average of $3.92 million, which means for example, you guys have some client you have been supporting for them. So when you lost data, when you lost the client data, ultimately you're going to lose the business from the client. So that's how so many of the enterprises lost their business, which is almost equal to $3.92 million. And the last key important point, 40% of IT leaders say cybersecurity jobs are the most difficult jobs to fill. So if you can see, developers are everywhere, and network engineers are everywhere, and also electronic engineers, electrical engineers, and the mechanical engineers are everywhere. But the cybersecurity jobs are engineers are very rare to find, because um, the the present scenario, we have very less cybersecurity engineers. The main reason is that guys, we do not have awareness of what is cybersecurity, and we have really very less institutes who teach us in cybersecurity, and that's the reason. So many guys say that cybersecurity jobs are very difficult to fill. I hope these are the key points for the cybersecurity and uh, to remember. I hope I am clear, you guys, till now. Okay, and how many of guys had certifications in cybersecurity? Okay, so you know CCNA, CCNP, CCIE, Cisco Certified Network Associate. You might have had Red Hat. You might have had multiple certifications. So these are the certifications we have in cybersecurity. So when it goes to routing and switching, we have CCNA, CCNP, CCIE, Cisco Certified Internet Network Expert. So these are the specific certifications we have when we go to cybersecurity. So when you guys complete your diploma, you can show interest in completing the certifications. I think you have access to Cisco sites. I think you guys have already started doing certifications, right, in the Cisco sites.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so the same wise, you can dig some information from the Cisco, and you can start studying cybersecurity. You will really have a good future when you study cybersecurity, and you will be placed in a well organization such as Cisco, Arbor, and Norton, Schematic. So there are many companies who give jobs to the cybersecurity. So nowadays we are doing work from home. Cyber attacks are common everywhere, and really one person is required to handle such kind of issues. So he is the one that is cybersecurity engineer. So cybersecurity is a good path when you really understood the topics, and when you complete your certification, you will be placed into a well organization, and you will be paid well. So I recommend you guys. I know you guys are studying CCNA and AWS and then some other certifications. Along with that, you guys also show interest to study cybersecurity, and start doing your certifications in your leisure time, and don't waste your time sitting idle at home, and you will be really placed into well organizations when you are good enough into cybersecurity. So it starts with the cyber certified ethical hacker. This is the associate level of certification in the cybersecurity. So there how it goes one after one: certified information security manager, uh, computer TA security analyst, certified information system security professional, certified information system moderator. So in order to get started, you have to start with certified ethical hacker. This is the initial level of certification that starts for cybersecurity guys. So you can dig some information from Google and see what are the topics we have. You can also get information from Cisco sites. And the recent survey says by 2021, there will be a 3.5 million unfilled cybersecurity jobs globally. So So, so we can say there may be plenty of openings, we can say, for the cybersecurity engineers. So there are a lot of challenging when you go for interview with the mechanical or the electronic. So you should possess good skill when you go for any interview. So when you completely move yourself to cybersecurity with a good knowledge, you'll be placed into a good organization. So the recent survey says by 2021 there will be 3.5 million unfilled jobs. So if you study some other course, you may not easily get into the job, maybe some uh, due to some other factors. But when you go to cybersecurity, you will definitely get placed into a good organization with a good pay. So by 2021, there are many unfilled cybersecurity jobs. So by the time you guys complete your diploma, you get into a good site and study yourself and be prepared in cybersecurity. And I have really given a normal explanation, and so I have it. Due to my work pressure, due to my work schedule, I didn't develop the more PPT and in detail. So I look forward you guys to host in the future coming days after completion of the pandemic. I will host you guys again with the clear information into the cybersecurity. So, guys, do you have anything to talk here? So, how are you guys doing?
In a chat box, there is a message from a trainee called Anthony Joseph Matthew.
Okay.
He is just asking about the OSCP exam. He is asking it is a 24 hours exam like that, so you can help me in it.
Okay, yeah,
Could you,
okay,
yeah.
okay. So the OSCP exam. Okay, the OSCP exam certification, it is also related to some kind of cyber security. Directly, you cannot get into OSCP. Uh, as I said, you have to start with certified ethical hacker. This is the initial level of certification that you have to get started.
Clear. Sound is not clear. Sound is not clear, sir.
Others, please mute yourself so that you will be easily hearing what Guna is telling. Yeah.
Ma'am, I still can hear background voices.
Your mic should be off.
Yeah, my mic is on.
Can you off?
Can you hit the
My
mic?
mic is on.
Okay,
Is it okay now?
Yes,
Guna?
yeah, it's okay now, ma'am. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Thomas, you have asked me about the OICP exam, and it's a 24-hour exam. So, OICP, it's a kind of a cybersecurity exam, and it's related to into security course. So, directly you cannot get into the OICP. Initial certificate that you can get started with cybersecurity certified ethical hacker. This is the least initial certification that you can get started. So first you start with certified ethical hacker, and that's how you can go one after one. So directly you cannot get started with OSCP certification.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Anyone like to ask something to the presenter? Thank you, Mr. Guna Ramcharan. If you would like to drop your mobile number and email address, you can drop here in the chat box, or else you can pass over to Mr. Ilangomaran, so that the trainees, if something is needed, they will call you or text you.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure, ma'am. Yeah, I will share
Sure.
my email ID and my contact details with Elankumaran.
Sure.
So anytime you guys can ping me in WhatsApp and you can reach me, guys. I will be happy to assist you related to the technical certifications like cyber security and the CCNA, CCNP, CCI, any of the network related and cybersecurity courses. I'll be happy to assist you guys. I will share my details with LM Kumar.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Guna Ramcharan. That was a very fabulous, valuable speech. And thank you all the trainees, those who attended this webinar. And yes, here we come for the conclusion of the session. And I would like to conclude the session by just giving one message: stay home, stay safe, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you all. It's an honor to host you guys. Thanks much.